Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are now sitting here as human beings, but actually we have received this human life after many, many births. There are so many different creatures. The dogs and cows and goats, so many different varieties of birds. We have one owl comes around here at night. Then there are many different kinds of insects and trees and plants, but the human life is very rare. Human life is especially meant for God realization. And the original Indian culture is based on God realization. God realization begins with self-realization. To understand that I am not this body. I am Atma. I am eternal. Before I had this body, I had so many bodies. And I will continue to get body after body after body in the cycle of birth and death, the miseries of birth, death, old age and disease, until we surrender to Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And when we simply admit that we are His servants and surrender to Him in Bhakti, then we get freedom from birth and death. So it is very simple to understand. You do not have to be a great Sanskrit Pandit to understand these simple points. But Maya is very strong. And because it is Kali Yuga, the influence of Maya is getting stronger at every day. And therefore people are more and more becoming just like animals. They simply get up in the morning, work all day and go to sleep at night. But they never think, who am I? Who is God? What is the purpose of my life? How can I get free from the suffering of birth and death? People think that my life is a great success if I can have a very fancy motorcycle. They like to drive very fast on a motorcycle. The motorcycle is running fast on 2 wheels, and the dog is running very fast on 4 legs, sorry. So the same pleasure that now I'm going very fast is the same pleasure the dog has. So without the endeavor for God realization, people simply sink to the level of animals. And although they may officially call themselves a Hindu, a Muslim, or a Christian, but they're really just interested in eating, sleeping, having sex, and things like this. And the fun of it all is that people call this advanced life. People think that if we have more and more machines, we're more and more advanced. Their character is completely spoiled. People are eating meat, drinking wine, and so many bad things, but they're thinking, I'm going on a motorbike, so I'm very advanced. So people have motorcycles and cell phones and TVs, but no one is happy. Even within the family life, there is quarrel and no one is happy. Because no one can be happy without Krishna. Without serving Krishna, we can be the richest person in the world, but we'll never be happy. So this Krishna consciousness movement is for reminding people about Krishna. That we all have a deep loving relationship with Krishna. We love our family members, but in course of time we will be separated from them. But our relationship with Krishna is eternal. And by remembering Krishna, we can always be happy. So there is a very simple process to remember Krishna. That is by chanting His holy name, especially this Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Any person, in any place, in any circumstance can chant these names. It's very easy to remember. You don't have to have a university degree to remember how to chant this. And generally people who have university degrees, they're more proud and they think, I don't need to chant Hare Krishna. But it is a fact that anyone who chants the Hare Krishna mantra, they become purified. Purified means that their dormant attraction for Krishna becomes revived. And all the bad things in the heart start to recede. The bad things in the heart are kamam, krodham, lobham, kam, krodh, lobh, moha, mada, matsarya, ityadi. As long as we have these things in our heart, then we cannot have any peace. So we simply want to go all over the world, in every town and every village, and request people to chant Hare Krishna and learn about Krishna. For learning about Krishna, Bhagavad Gita is most important, and also the pastimes of Krishna. So in this way, in our home, we can every day worship Krishna together with our family. And we are establishing these village projects for Krishna consciousness for two main purposes. One purpose is that many people who are living in the cities, they want to get out of all that hustle and bustle, that very crowded and tumultuous situation. Sansara janjal, sansara fuka. They want to get out of that situation, which is the city life is full of kama, krodha, lobha. They want to live peacefully with devotees. And also because we want to come in the village areas and propagate the message of Krishna. So we thank the people of this area for so nicely receiving us. And we hope to gradually be able to serve you better and better. Generally, different organizations come in the village with the idea of serving the rural people. And they do so by establishing schools and medical centers and so on. So that is all right. That is very good. But that is not exactly our objective. That is for the material benefit. Maybe it's for the benefit. Because we're not so sure with all the modern education if people are actually benefited at all. We see that by modern education, people are becoming, in their character and their attitude, more and more like Rakshasas. But our aim is for the ultimate benefit of everyone. To give the spiritual uplift. To give the inspiration and education by which people can be fully satisfied at heart in this life, and how they can, after leaving this body, not enter again into the cycle of birth and death, but be liberated and go to the spiritual world. So this area is traditionally Vaishnav area where people worship Lord Rama. There are many Rama temples in this area. Unfortunately, the temples are mostly closed, even though they were running on for many generations. So the Ram temples have become not very popular, and the meat shops have become very popular. So we want to change this. We know that people cannot be happy by this sinful way of life. There is propaganda in the modern age that you have to eat meat to be healthy. But all the forefathers for generations, they were not eating meat like this, and they were very healthy. So anyway, we want to see people happy by chanting Hare Krishna. People cannot imagine what happiness they can have by dedicating their life to Krishna. But that is Atma Santosham. That mostly we're interested in body santosham and mind santosham. But the real satisfaction is satisfaction of the soul. So that comes from remembering Krishna. Krishna means the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is, of course, non-different from Lord Rama. He is the source of everything. Everything comes from Him. Everything rests in Him. He's in everyone's heart. He's everyone's best friend. And He just wants that we turn to Him. That is called Bhakti. So Bhakti can be performed in various ways. By doing puja, by remembering the Lord, by establishing temples, and in various ways. But in Kali Yuga, the easiest way and the best way is by Nama Sankirtana. So we invite you to join with us in chanting the holy names of Krishna. This chanting will unite everyone. There's no division, just like this body was born in England, but that's no bar from me chanting Hare Krishna. And in our movement, there's no discrimination by caste or any such thing. It doesn't matter whether someone is highly educated or uneducated. It doesn't matter whether someone has a lot of money or no money. These are all external things. Krishna wants to see what's in our heart. Is our heart pure? Do we love Krishna? So everyone can come together and chant together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is called Sankirtan. Sankirtan means everyone comes together to chant the holy name. And Sankirtan means a complete glorification of the Supreme. So we want to give also spiritual education. Just like these boys here are getting the spiritual education in the Gurukulam. So gradually we have to learn the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, who we are, who is God, what is our relationship. There are many misunderstandings about spiritual life. In the modern age, due to the influence of Kali Yuga, many people call themselves God, although they're not God. Religion is conducted as some kind of business. But religion, that actually means what is the greatest need of our soul. Anyway, we request everyone that now you've come here and you've joined us in chanting Hare Krishna. We're very grateful for that. And we request that you can go on in your home also. You can also chant every day on beads, the Hare Krishna mantra. You see, we all have japa beads, and there are 108 beads on each. And on each bead we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So if you like, you can take some beads and start to chant in your home every day. That means you just sit down in the morning or the evening and spend some time quietly. You can sit in front of a picture of Krishna and just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So if you like, you can chant minimum 1 round every day, or 2 rounds, or 10 rounds, or 100 rounds. I think mostly people don't have much time for chanting 100 rounds. To chant 1 time a round takes most people about 7 or 8 minutes. And those who are initiated in this Krishna consciousness, they vow to chant at least 16 rounds every day. So many of our devotees have come today from Salem city and some from Namakkal. How many came from Namakkal? 5 devotees came. And 1 came from Vellore, and from anywhere else. Anyone came? From Holland, we have Acharya Das. So we maybe like to introduce some of the devotees. Yeah, Savyasachi Prabhu. He studied medicine in Madurai, though he's from Delhi. But then he thought it's better to give spiritual medical treatment than physical medical treatment. Anmigamana medicine. And we have another qualified doctor here who's also full-time brahmachari, another spiritual doctor. You can stand up. Achyuta Krishna Das. It's from Madhya Pradesh. Who else? We have so many devotees here. Krishna Das is here. He's one of our senior devotees at ISKCON in Salem. What about some of the Grihastas? They'd like to introduce themselves. Vrindavan Nath Prabhu. Yeah, you'd like to come? Tell about. He's a businessman, but I never see him doing business. He's always doing bhakti, and Krishna looks after his business. You'd like to say a few words? Him and his wife and children are very dedicated in Krishna consciousness. His son is studying in our Gurukul. Where is he? There he is. He's hiding at the back. His wife's probably too shy to come up, but she's here also. Like to say a few words?